Hello everyone, my name's Pete Reed. I'm a triple Olympic champion from I nearly said the last three Olympic Games, but not anymore. So from Beijing 2008, London 2012 and Rio 2016. Of course, we've had Tokyo since then in 2020, which I didn't take part in. But since retiring from sport in 2018, I resumed my service in the Royal Navy. So I've been a serving officer in the Royal Navy since 1999 and just took an extended secondment in sport. And now I'm back serving in the Royal Navy, which is a privilege and a pleasure to do so. And I found myself in a role in ethical leadership and delivery and advising to the fleet. So I'm here today to talk to you about leadership with some of my experiences from sport. I'll talk about the Navy a little bit because it'd be wrong not to, but hopefully to impart a little bit of experience and wisdom and to tell you that it's not perhaps everything it seems, and hopefully you'll learn a thing or two and actually find the courage to take on a few challenges yourself when it comes to leadership, because it's absolutely part of everybody's lives. We're all leaders out there. We can all influence other people positively and negatively, so make sure we do it positively. So part of the absolute fundamental building blocks of leadership are understanding emotions, and it's fundamental because it's the foundations of leadership. If you can't understand your own emotions or be able to articulate those to others or to understand what others are going through, then you'll lack something called empathy. And I guess as you go through your journey as a leader, and we all do, you'll realize that empathy is absolutely fundamental to be able to pick up on how people are feeling, and to be able to relate to that is absolutely critical. So leadership, what it isn't is a five-finger point and a frown and a stiff upper lip and a brow and a point and a direction, like you might see some bad leaders do in films here and there. Empathy is much more important, and actually realise as you're growing in your leadership capacity, what you're actually doing is growing in your ability to serve people who work for you, who serve people who are junior to you, whether that's in sport or in the military or anywhere else in life. And you can't do that if you don't understand how they're feeling, how you're feeling. So being in tune with your emotions and understanding what those are through various challenges and changes in life and changes in situations is fundamental, because you need leaders when it's hard. When it's easy, anyone can do it, but when it's hard, you really need to understand emotions. I think once you've got those building blocks of your understanding emotions, we say in the Navy, squared away. When you've got the full understanding of them, then the next part will be managing. So how you manage tasks, how you manage time, how you manage resources, how you manage people, how you manage yourself as well. That's fundamental. And management. The reflections I've got on this is you really need to be good at what you're doing. You need to understand what you're doing, understand the systems that you're working in. You need to have a real confidence that's built up over time, that you understand what you're doing, and then pass on your knowledge. So as soon as you start to become really aware of your environment, your systems, your surrounding, then the management of your tasks, then the management of your teams and your time and your resources becomes much more natural, much more authentic, and will come across and come to you more easily, and will come across to your teams as more authentic as well. So it's not easy. But like anything, it becomes easier with practice and deliberate practice as well. So you can think to yourself, when you're coming up to situations where you need to manage a task, manage a group, manage a discussion, manage disagreements, then you can actually practice this like you would with sport, like you would with rowing, like you would with anything else, and get better at it. So take every opportunity that you have on a daily basis to start feeling a little bit uncomfortable, like you do on a rowing machine. You feel uncomfortable if you want to improve, It's the same with leadership. So you put yourself in a slightly uncomfortable position, and then guess what? You get tired from it, but you recover from it, and you feel better after you've done it, and you are better at it next time you try. It all comes from taking those first steps of managing something that you're aware of and that you're growing in confidence in. Good luck. It takes practice like anything. So now we're getting to the advanced stuff. So I'm looking at the Skills Builder program, and I'm blown away actually by how of its time this is, and how important it is to all of our developments actually in 2022 and beyond. And I'm learning a lot as we go. So the management and support of others, this is leadership now. And even that first part to it, I think it's step 7. The first part talks about recognizing your own strengths and weaknesses. There's nothing really more fundamental in leadership than that. So recognizing that everybody has an ego. So you have strengths, and that's great, and you can draw confidence from those. But recognizing that ego is something for all of us, and critically having the humility to recognize that you have weaknesses as well. And a leader wouldn't have it any other way. So there's not one personality type that makes a leader, or one leadership style that trumps all other leadership styles. There's not one colour or age or sexual orientation or anything else, or look or eye colour that makes a leader. We absolutely all have it, but we absolutely all have our strengths and weaknesses as well, and we must be ready to capitalise on even our weaknesses. So once you start realising that for yourself, then you realise that you need your team. You need your team to cover up for some of your weaknesses and fill in some of those blanks. And then you'll also start to become aware of your team's strengths and weaknesses. And you'll allocate jobs to them depending on their strengths and weaknesses, and you will be able to fill in some of their blanks as well. That's what a team is. Not having everybody amazing at everything, but it's having everybody doing the job that they excel at, and they stay away from the jobs that they don't want to do or can't do, and you and others can fill in their blanks and they can fill in yours. So I've talked about this a lot more recently in the Royal Navy, but a capacity and humility to understand where your own weaknesses are is fundamental. So once you do that, you can support others much better through coaching methods, which is mainly by listening and then asking the right questions, and by using mentoring methods, which to me means that they take more of a leadership role in their own development, and they come to you with their questions, and you can support through motivating them, because you will have the skills that they will need, and all you need then is just to give them a reason why and set them on in the right direction. And if their reason why means enough to them, if they care enough about it, they'll have all the motivation they need. So that's a big topic. That advanced section is extraordinarily important, but it's worth thinking about as a starter what your strengths and weaknesses are, and then becoming very, very comfortable with all of that. No one's perfect, no one's God. So the final part, adaptive leadership, mastery. So mastery in anything takes a long time, and there are social psychologists, there are social scientists out there that suggest that mastery of anything takes 10,000 hours of dedicated time and work. I'll let you do the maths for yourself, but it's about 10 years of actually trying to improve in something. And I think that's about right. So adaptive leadership, reflecting on your own leadership styles so that you can have a better effect on others, so that you can improve, so that you're improving on your strengths and mitigating your weaknesses, and so that you're changing your leadership style in accordance with the situation. Now, we talk about changing leadership styles quite a lot. With mastery, you will be able to do that, to judge the moment, to judge the mood, to judge the team, to judge the task, to judge the resources, effortlessly and in flow with the situation, so that you get your tone right, so that you get your actions right, so that you manage your team correctly, so that you grow in confidence and actually tasks get done. Tasks get done at the expense of no one, at the expense of nothing. They get done with the highest moral standards, with ethics at the front of your mind. This all takes time, it takes practice, it takes reflection, and nothing gets done for free. There will be dips in your performance along the way. So as you improve in something over time, it's not just this straight line of getting better as time. There will be peaks and troughs along the way, but as long as the trend is up, that's comes with work, and that's exactly where you want to go. So there are a few sayings on leadership, but I'll finish with that the tone is always set from the top. Now, when you're the leader, you're at the very top, and we're all at the top of something, even if that's just ourselves. But the tone of the organisation, of the group that you're in, of even the small unit that you're working with at the moment, the tone is set by you. And if you're the leader, everybody looks to you and how you conduct yourself, how you behave, what your beliefs and your values come across in your behaviours, how you demonstrate some of these virtues and values. The tone is set by you. Everybody will watch, everybody will follow, and that's why it's so important to be very reflective on your leadership style, the task at hand, and to wrap all of this up. It takes practice, and it's worth every single effort. So before I summarise, I'll just wish you well. It comes with practice, and you can start absolutely anywhere. Real pleasure to speak to you all about with my thoughts on leadership just for the last 10 minutes or so. I'd like to wrap up by bringing you back to the very beginning. It's all about empathy. It's about emotions, it's about other people and their feelings. It's about how you can better serve people and improve other people. And it comes with practice. You can start from anywhere. My leadership journey started from very, very low beginnings, but just practice, time and working with others is really important. But remember to stay humble, keep that humility going. It's okay to make mistakes, even you'll make mistakes, and that's all part of growing and learning. Take other people with you, affect them positively and reinforce them, encourage and motivate, and remember, you're not perfect. It's okay. So, very best wishes. I'll see you out there.